Oh, there was a school shooting too. You know, some 16-year-old kid on his 16th birthday goes into a school and fucking shoots people up. It's like I was talking with a guy at the feed store, and I was like, this stuff didn't happen. My generation didn't do this stuff. But my generation is the parents of the kids that are doing this stuff. And we were trying to figure out, in that 10 minutes while I was waiting for my truck to get loaded up, trying to figure out, what the hell, what's different? And I remember as I was probably about 16, 17, right about that age, was when the libtards instituted these programs or rules or laws, whatever you want to call them, where they were like, don't beat your kids, give them a timeout. Don't hit your kids, don't discipline your kids, give them a timeout, give them a timeout. And then, so everybody started adopting they bought into it because they're all a bunch of sheep idiots. Of course, my mom still beat the shit out of me. She didn't care. She beat me when I was actually in the Marine Corps. I came home, I was 19 years old, a Marine, and I did something out of line, and she smacked me right in the face. And she's like, I don't care if I have to get up on a step ladder, I will beat your ass. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry, Ma. Hey, you're right. I was wrong. I apologize. That's how it was in my day. I was basically the same size I am now. 6 foot, 185. My mom's 5'4", about 120. Smacked the shit out of me after, I'd been in the Marines for a year and a half. I didn't cuss back at her. I didn't yell at her. I didn't ball up my fist. I didn't even push her away. She smacked me to my senses, and I said, hey, you know what? Look, you're right. I apologize. This generation doesn't do that. My generation, or actually it's the people a little bit, I'm 46. It's the people that are like 40 and under who were raised with that whole timeout bullshit are raising their kids to be school shooters. That's that libtard bullshit. There's nothing you can do to change it. Unless you change the way people raise their kids. They need to understand. Like, you can't rationalize with an irrational person. Just like you can't admonish your dog. If your dog poops on the carpet, you can't put your dog in the corner and just say, okay, you have to sit there for 20 minutes on a timeout. Because what's your dog going to do? Because your dog is emotionally incapable of understanding that, oh, I have to stay in the corner. As soon as he comes out, he's going to poop right in the same spot. No. You have to bring your dog to the poop. You have to show him the poop. Then you have to smack him on the butt. So he associates getting smacked on the butt, which sucks and it hurts, with poop on the carpet. So if there's poop, he knows if he poops on the carpet, he's going to get a smack on the butt. Yeah, it's going to take him 8, 12, 15, 30 times to get it figured out. But that's how you housebreak a dog. You don't give them timeouts. You don't sit down and talk with them. Oh, do we need to go on the Dr. Phil show about how you keep pooping on the carpet? No. All of you parents who have teen students that are giving your kids timeouts, you are potentially raising the next school shooter. It didn't happen during my generation. My mom whooped the shit out of me. She was a single mom. Can't blame it on single mom. Can't blame it on guns. I grew up in a house full of guns. My mom bought me my first guns. I got videos about guns. Videos about my mom giving me my first gun. Videos about my breast cancer AR-ness gun that's named after my mom because she gave me my first gun. So, anyway, that's where we're at in culture is right now there are a generation of completely unstable kids out there that don't understand that there are consequences for their actions because nobody's ever held them accountable. So if you want to stop the school shootings, you need to get back to the way that the boomers, I know y'all are like, boomers, hey boomer, whatever boomer. The way the boomers raised us Gen Xers is how you Gen Xers and millennials need to raise your kids. Because Gen Xers aren't out there shooting up the schools. It's the kids of the Gen Xers. It's the kids of the millennials that are out there shooting up the schools. Anyway, I hate to end on a rant. So for those of you who tuned in to see political stuff, here's an awesome recap about how the Trump impeachment hearings went.
Well, second hearing, third witness who has no firsthand knowledge of the subject that is supposed to be the focus of this entire inquiry, third witness who never talked to the president, third witness who never spoke with Chief of Staff Mulvaney, third witness who was not on the call, third witness who wasn't even, as I said, in Ukraine when the relevant, during the relevant time frame. Wasn't even there when President Zelensky left before he was even inaugurated as the new president. So again, 4 facts, I say this every time, but it's the truth. 4 facts have never changed, will never change. We got the call transcript. There was no conditionality or linkage on the call between an investigation and security assistance. We have the 2 individuals on the call who both said that there was no pressure, no linkage. We know that the Ukrainians didn't even know aid was withheld or on hold at the time of the call. And most importantly, the Ukrainians, specifically President Zelensky, never took any official action to get the aid released. And so those facts never change and will never change. I'm going to let Ms. Stefanik say a word, and then we'll take the questions.
Sure. So this was day 2 of an abject failure of Adam Schiff and his regime of secrecy. As we saw today, he is making up the rules as he goes. He did not let Republicans put forth any unanimous consents. He did not let us control our own time, Republican members' time. I think I was interrupted about 6 times throughout the hearing. So this is just more of the ridiculous abuse of power that we're seeing from Adam Schiff. I think one of the most important facts that came across today, Ambassador Yovanovitch testified that the president can appoint ambassadors at will. That is important. The president has a right to pick who his or her ambassadors are. And then in my line of questioning, I just wanted to highlight the Obama State Department was so concerned about conflicts of interest with Hunter Biden sitting on Burisma's board that the Obama State Department, that was the first instance where Ambassador Yovanovitch had ever heard the word Burisma. That's an important fact to note for all of the viewers here today. So we're going to continue asking about Hunter Biden's role on Burisma on behalf of the millions of Americans who want to know the answer to that question. And then on the whistleblower, it is important to note that Adam Schiff, and I listed all of the instances of this, Adam Schiff initially in September said he was adamant about hearing from the whistleblower, and it only changed when it became clear that there was coordination between Democratic staff and the whistleblower before the whistleblower complaint was issued.
Let me just do 2 other real quick things. First, I thought we were in the public stage of this so-called impeachment inquiry, but yet here in just a few minutes, we're going back to the bunker in the basement of the Capitol for another deposition that the American people won't get to see. What they also haven't seen yet are 4 transcripts of people who've already been deposed, which means under House rules, we cannot use that testimony in these proceedings. We would like to use parts of the testimony from Mr. Morrison as an example in the open hearings, but we're prohibited under House rules from doing that. So a great question for you all to ask Mr. Schiff is, when is he going to release those transcripts so we can actually use that information in the public hearings?
All right, so thank you all for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Oh, I got my Grip 6 belts. I put one on. I did a video about that. I've been, I drove out here, which is about 20 minutes from my house. Drove out here, didn't even realize I had it on. I completely forgot that I had it on until just now. My little muffin top is over the, my little belly, my little 46-year-old, dad belly, except that I don't have kids, is overlapping my belt, and I don't feel it. Doesn't hurt. I love it. It's the most comfortable. Honestly, does not even feel like I'm wearing a belt. So check out Grip 6. They have a deal right now where you can get 3 belts for like $87 and free shipping. So I got it. Check out my video, please. Thank you all again so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.